Hey guys, I'm Nano Louie, welcome to my latest video. So today I'm going to be talking about the new Fantastic Four movie, like remake or whatever it's going to be, because the trailer came out a couple of weeks ago and it really annoyed me. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Some bits in it really annoyed me, that's what I wanted to say, and I'm going to be talking through what I think is wrong with it and why that is. But basically, yeah, this is an Angry Nerd, so I forgot to say that, but yeah, it is, so hope you guys enjoy. Now, my first thoughts from seeing the trailer is that this new film, it's just too dark. It's too dark for the Fantastic Four. Now, the Fantastic Four are they're the fun superheroes. They're meant to be, they're a family, they're supposed to be funny, obviously serious at the same time, but not like Batman. It's nothing like that. It's like, I can understand some parts of Spider-Man and Spider-Man, X-Men, that they can be quite dark, but Fantastic Four has always stayed away from the darkness. That sounds so like cheesy, but yeah, I don't get what I understand he's trying to go with a new direction. Like, I know the last Fantastic Four movie that we had was the Rise of the Silver Surfer, and that didn't really go down well. It was too unserious. Like, but they just need to try and find a balance between fun and seriousness, and maybe, I don't know, maybe when the actual film comes out I'll enjoy it. Maybe they'll actually get the balance right. Maybe it's just the trailer that appears to be a bit dark. But if you look at X-Men Days of Future Past, which came out last year, that was a superhero movie that it had dark aspects of because it had to, because of what happened in the comics, but it also had light-hearted moments, funny moments, like jokes and that sort of thing, but they weren't ill-placed. They were perfectly replicated and chosen well. They weren't just flung in like, oh, let's have a joke here, let's have a joke here, let's have a joke here, for like no reason. They actually fitted what was going on in the story, and they fitted the characters. I mean, Quicksilver's personality, obviously, when he was a young kid, he's very arrogant, very, I don't know, I can't really think of a word, but he's a very fun person. He likes to have fun, and he shows that through his character, but at the same time it's not over the top funny, it's not ridiculous. I mean, I enjoyed the original Fantastic Four movie, like I think it's like 2005 maybe, 2007, with, you know, Chris Evans as Human Torch, Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman, Mark Ruffalo as, is it him? No, Ian Rufford, something like that, as Mr. Fantastic, and you got is it Michael Chiklis, I think? From, well, he's in American Horror Story as well, but I absolutely loved that those like the way those actors brought out what was true about those characters. Like, yes, it was a bit silly at times, yes, it was a bit too fun, but I enjoyed it. I thought they were great. I mean, when I think of the Fantastic Four, I picture those actors. I mean, obviously now I don't really see Human Torch as Chris Evans because he's now Captain America, but the other three, I can't look at those characters with, I mean, I can't look at those actors and actresses without seeing the Fantastic Four. I just can't. I mean, I don't understand why you would get rid of them. Like, yes, they are a bit, it wasn't them that ruined the last film, it was the writing and the director and all that, but the actors were very good. Obviously they don't get to choose the lines, and it ended up being terrible and everyone kind of hates it. But if you remember back to the first Fantastic Four movie, it's a very good movie. Another problem I have with the new Fantastic Four reboot is an overused villain. Like, from the trailer you can tell, like, once again, they've chosen Doctor Doom as the main villain. Yeah, that isn't a good idea. He's so overused in Fantastic Four things. Like, he was in the first movie, he's in the second movie. is why are you using him again? You want to distance yourself from the other Fantastic Four films, but you're using the same villain. What the hell is that about? Like, when Amazing Spider-Man rebooted the Spider-Man franchise, what villain did they use? The Lizard. What villain was in the first Spider-Man movie? The Tobey Maguire ones. Green Goblin. Completely different villains. They knew they wanted to distance themselves from the old ones, so they chose to start with different villains. That's what you do. Maybe bring in Doctor Doom later on, I don't have a problem with that. But at the end of the day, why would you start with him? I mean, in the comics, they don't face Doom till much later. The first enemy they have to face is Mole Man. He would be a great villain to have in. Maybe not as the main villain, maybe have him as sort of one part and then have maybe another villain, but don't overload it with villains. There's a whole host of villains you could go for the Fantastic Four. There's Annihilus, there's the Puppet Master, there's Skrulls, there's Submariner at first until he becomes a hero later on. There's just loads and loads and loads of villains that you could have chose from, and you chose the most cliche one out of them all. Why would you choose Doctor Doom? Oh, it just blows my mind. Like, with the dark setting, I don't know, maybe you could have brought Skrulls in or something, just something different. I want to see something different. I don't want to see Doom again. Doom is a cock. He was alright in the first movie, but then he just dragged on. He was like a bad smell, he hung around. I don't want him. Just fuck off, mate. Just sling your hook. No one wants you. I'm sorry. Not in the first movie of a franchise. I'm sorry, just no. 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 I mean, like I said earlier, I prefer the original cast. I really do. And they could have, by all means, bring in a different Human Torch, because obviously Chris Evans is now Captain America and it would be a bit weird to use him now. But I don't have a problem with, I can never remember who they've got as the new one. Someone will have to tell me. I think it's Jamie something. I'm thinking Jamie Bell, but I don't know if that's his name. If that's wrong, just tell me. Yeah, because I have no clue. But yeah, they could have just brought him in, kept the old cast. I would have been happy with that. That would have been fine, you know. Characters have been replaced by other actors in quite a few movies, you know. I mean, for different reasons. Obviously, Harry Potter. In Harry Potter, the first person that played Dumbledore passed away, sadly, and they brought in Michael Gambon to play him, but they didn't just like recast everyone, because that'd be weird. I know it's not a reboot, but come on, you don't need to recast everyone. I love the original cast. I think they did a great job, despite the terrible writing. They did an amazing job, and I just can't see this new team growing on me at all. I mean, I'm going to go and see the movie whatever happens, and hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully they do something to fix it between now and then, because if not, I would be pretty pissed, because Fantastic Four are one of my favourite superhero teams that there is. I mean, I would happily, if you said, here we're making a Justice League movie, or here we're making a Fantastic Four movie, chances are I'm going to go see the Fantastic Four movie over the Justice League or over whatever. I mean, obviously I love X-Men, so I'd go see that as well. But I mean, I'd rather see Fantastic Four than the Avengers, if I'm honest. But only if it's a good Fantastic Four, not some terrible one that'll die out after one movie, which Spider-Man seems to be doing. Even though made 2 movies and now they reboot it again. But yeah, that's for another video. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did. Comment on what your opinions are on this movie and whether you think it's going to be good or bad. And subscribe if you enjoy my content in general. See you next time.